Hello, I'm the Senior Tech Sage. Let me ask you something familiar. Have you ever sat at your desk, looking at something that should be simple, but the right words just won't come? Not because you don't understand the situation, not because you lack experience, but because life sometimes asks us to juggle too many small things at once. Maybe it's a letter from an insurance company that feels deliberately unclear. Maybe it's organizing a lunch where everyone has a different schedule. Or maybe it's a thank you card that matters enough that you don't want to rush it. These aren't technology problems. They are life problems. For a long time, we handled them alone, quietly, patiently. Today, I want to show you a companion for your desk. It's called ChatGPT, not a computer, not a machine. Think of it as a quiet, exceptionally well-read digital secretary, one that works for you, one that serves your judgment, not replaces it. Today, we are going to take our time. No rush, no jargon. Just a clear path to making everyday life feel a little lighter. Before we touch a single button, let's understand what this tool actually is. Imagine you walk into your local town hall. There's a clerk behind the window. This clerk has read every book, every manual, every newspaper ever written. You don't need to understand how the filing cabinets work. You don't need to know how information is stored. You simply walk up and ask your question in plain language. If you say, "Can you help me write a polite note to my neighbor about his barking dog?" the clerk writes a draft. You read it. You decide if it feels right. You ask for changes, or you throw it away. Using ChatGPT works the same way. You are not programming. You are not learning code. You are requesting help. In the technology world, they call these requests prompts. But between us, let's call them instructions. Now, let's look at your secretary's desk. Notice how calm the screen feels. No clutter. No flashing lights. I want you to look at the very bottom of the screen. There is a long, thin, white bar. It looks like a place to type a search. But this is where you speak to your secretary. I'm moving the yellow cursor into that box now. I click once. See the blinking line? That means it's ready to listen. Let's begin with a small practical task. Let's have that insurance letter. I type. Please explain this insurance sentence in plain English. Then I paste the confusing sentence. Now look to the right side of the bar. There is a small black circle with an arrow pointing up. That is the Send button. I click it now. Look at the screen. The sentence is simpler now, clearer, understandable. Now let's try milestone 2. Writing something personal. You need to write a thank you card to your granddaughter. I click the box again. I type, "Help me write a warm thank you note to my granddaughter Chloe for the blue sweater she sent." Mention that I wore it to church last Sunday. I clicked Send again. Take a look. In moments there is a full draft. But perhaps you think, it's nice, but a little too formal. That's normal. And this is where the real power lives. You give feedback. I click the box again. I type. Make it shorter and use the word cozy. Watch what happens. It rewrites the message. You didn't offend it. You didn't break anything. You guided it. That's why we call it a secretary. You are the boss. Now look just below the message. There's a small icon that looks like two overlapping pieces of paper. This is the copy button. When I click it, the words are ready to paste into an email or document. Now, let's talk about the what-ifs. What if you click the wrong thing? Nothing breaks. What if the answer doesn't make sense? You simply say, that wasn't right. Let's try again. If you ever feel lost, look at the top left corner. There's a button called New Chat. It looks like a pencil and paper. Clicking it is like clearing your desk and starting fresh. And if you feel tired, you walk away. This secretary waits patiently. We've covered a lot together. You learn where to type, how to give instructions, how to ask for changes. Most importantly, you learn this. This tool does not replace your judgment. It supports it. You decide what matters. You decide what stays. This is simply a new pen for a very experienced writer. Thank you for your time and patience. In our next lesson, we'll look at using this tool to organize digital photos. I'm the Senior Tech Sage. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, your wisdom is timeless.